Hey guys, today we're digging further into that Deadpool Sasquatch wave of Marvel Legends with Paladin. This might be most folks' least anticipated figure. He's probably my second least anticipated because I had to rebuy the X-Force Deadpool in order to get that Build-A-Figure head. So I don't like buying figures twice just because I need a part. So he gets this, maybe the second lowest spot just because of that. So he does come in that standard Marvel Legends box that we're all used to, that I have been talking about over and over again lately. Big window, name on the bottom, artwork on the side, product shots, lineup, Build-A-Figure on the back. So let's do it. Let's pull them out and take a look. Alright guys, so here is our Paladin figure, and if you're like me, you've probably never once said, I need a Paladin figure. This guy is, in comparison to this wave, kind of the odd man out to me in team affiliation, character affiliation, color scheme, and general figure quality. He seems like he got the short end of the stick, but we'll figure out for real if that's actually the case. So let's go through all the normal stuff. He does share a lot of parts, which we'll go over a comparison between the figure that he shares parts with. But let's just get into it. We'll do articulation, so head can swivel. He can look down just a little bit, and then up a little bit as well. Arms can go out. They can swivel, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, hinged and swiveling wrists, so normal stuff. He's got a crunch, so he can go backwards, forwards, waist twist. Legs can go out that far. They just hit that crotch piece pretty quickly. Forward kick. Back kick is pretty much non-existent. We do have a thigh cut. We've got double jointed knees, boot cut, and then we've got rockers and hinges down there at the ankles. So as far as articulation goes, it's your standard Marvel Legends stuff. As far as the general figure, paint, and sculpt, like I said, kind of basic, relatively uninspired, and he does share parts. So we've got, the head sculpt is probably the main thing that kind of cues him into being Paladin. And it's, your kind of generic human head with a mask, and he's got kind of a sunglasses kind of mask going on there. Paint is okay. He's got that coppery gold color, and then we've got the purple and black, which is decently applied. And then, of course, there's those flesh tones as well. But it's just a generic face. Nothing too great, nothing bad about it either. But you're also not going to be wowed by this head sculpt in any fashion, I imagine. We've got the body armor, which has the sculpted on rivets and line work. It's got the painted little triangles on the insides, painted clasps. We've got the painted belt buckle. We've got the painted clasps on the holster here. And then he does have this holster on the side, which has got a lot of sculpt work in it. We'll talk about that shortly. And then we've got these sculpted knee pads into those joints, as well as these boots down here. So he doesn't have a lot going on. He's relatively basic, and a lot of the figure is, as you might have guessed, molded plastic. There's not tons and tons of paint on him. It's pretty minimal. What you see is what you get here. Now, as far as accessories goes, he has three. Two are the same, and then we have one different. So he's got a holster. Obviously, he has guns, and he's holding one right now. He has two. So we've got these kind of Luger-style guns. We've seen these before with Marvel Legends. I don't like these guns. I think they're pretty goofy. I don't think they fit the character most of the time, and they definitely don't seem to fit Paladin here. I also don't like the color on these either. They're just kind of that marbly metallic plastic, which I'm generally okay with that plastic. I just don't think the color fits. It looks kind of gaudy next to him right now. They go in he has one holster. So let me go back. He has one holster for two guns, which I find to be a problem in general. Whether it's part of his design or not, I think it's odd. And these guns don't really fit in this holster. They are beyond loose. Like, they can't even stay. I've knocked this out more times than I can count already. The only real upside to this is that you can, pop this in his hand. And then you can pose him pretty easily where he's doing a draw, which I like that. That's kind of nice. I like the ability to be able to do that. But if it's just sitting in there, there's a good chance if you look at it wrong, it could just go flying out. He does have a knife, which has a boot holster, which is nice. I like that. Same kind of plastic, but it's got a gold blade and black handle. He can hold that in either hand just fine. This fits quite snugly in his boot holster down there, so that's okay. It's good for storage. I say it all the time. I like being able to store accessories on the figure, so 2 out of 3, I guess, isn't too bad. Now, as far as comparison, here's our parts reuse subject here. And I don't know if this blade was new at the time, so no one quote me on that. I'm not the best, like I've said over and over and over again, when it comes to Marvel Legends body reuse. But this is one that I was able to pick up on for a change. So the majority of Paladin is blade. The arms to the elbow, from the top down to the elbow, is the same arms. We've got the chest piece is obviously the same. That's the exact same armor. Crotch piece is the same, and then the legs down to the boots are the same. And there's plenty of ways to tell just based on the fact that the design is the same. The pants also have these weird little wart things on them. I'm not sure what those are supposed to be. There's these two little bumps that stick out, and Paladin's holster was actually sculpted in such a way that it fits around one of them. There's one right in there in between those two straps. So a little bit of an unexpected parts reuse. I didn't expect Paladin to be new in any way, but it never crossed my mind that it would be this Blade figure. And I wasn't a big fan of the Blade figure to begin with. He's got a lot of stability issues, which somehow Paladin seems to not have. Blade's had got a weird issue with the butt region and the thighs hitting in kind of an odd way. Paladin's looks a little better. Let me spin him around again. He can stand up a little bit better, so I don't have too much in terms of balance problems here. But yeah, there's a very good amount of parts reuse. Most, maybe more than 50%, I guess, would be basically this Blade figure. So at the end of the day, it's pretty obvious we've got the weak link of this Deadpool wave here. In comparison to such strong figures and characters in this wave, Paladin is a relatively obscure character who has a rather basic and uninspired design. He shares a lot of parts with a figure that I'm not very happy with to begin with, the Blade figure from last year, and he just doesn't do a whole lot visually. Technically, he's an okay figure. He's your standard Marvel Legends, but it's pretty obvious that we have got the latest peg warmer on our hands here. So that is going to do it for this look at the Marvel Legends Paladin figure from Hasbro. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time, guys.